Have you ever sat down to a plate of seafood, feeling proud of your choice? Maybe it was shrimp in a salad, some scallops for dinner, or a bowl of seafood soup made with imitation crab. It looked light, felt like the healthy option. Maybe your doctor even told you fish was heart smart. But then, a few hours later, you felt bloated, or your joints started aching again, or your blood pressure was suddenly higher, and you couldn't explain why. If any of this sounds familiar, please don't brush it off. What I'm about to tell you may surprise you, and it may even save you or someone you love from years of hidden damage. Because not all seafood is good seafood, especially after you turn 60. The truth is, some of the most common seafoods, the ones you'll find in grocery store freezers or restaurants across America, can quietly sabotage your health. Not because seafood is bad in itself, but because your body changes as you age. Your digestion slows down. Your liver and kidneys don't process toxins and fats like they used to. And some seafoods are simply too risky for older adults, even though they're still being marketed as healthy. Now, I don't say this to scare you. I say it because I care. I've spent decades helping older adults live better, longer lives. And I've seen too many good people suffer needlessly, not realizing that what they're eating is contributing to their fatigue, joint pain, memory issues, even heart risk. So today, I'm going to walk you through 4 of the most dangerous seafoods for seniors, and the 4 best ones you can start eating right away to support your joints, your heart, your brain, and your overall vitality. We're not talking about exotic creatures from deep oceans. These are everyday seafoods, ones you've likely eaten or even have in your freezer right now. Let's begin with a silent troublemaker many seniors still believe is healthy. Squid. It's often praised for being low in fat and high in protein, but that's only half the truth. Just 3 ounces of cooked squid contains nearly 200 milligrams of cholesterol. That's over 65% of your daily limit from just a few bites. Now, if you're in your 30s or 40s, your body might process that with no issue. But after 60, your liver becomes less efficient at clearing out cholesterol. That means every high cholesterol bite you take hits your system harder, raising your blood cholesterol, increasing arterial stiffness, and quietly pushing you closer to heart attacks and strokes. And it doesn't stop there. Squid is also rich in purines, compounds that break down into uric acid. Now, here's the thing. Aging kidneys don't flush out uric acid as well as they used to. That excess acid can crystallize in your joints, leading to gout, a painful inflammatory condition that affects thousands of seniors. You may feel it as swollen toes, aching knees, or stiffness in the fingers first thing in the morning. And if you're eating squid more than twice a week, studies show your risk of chronic joint inflammation jumps by over 50% in just 2 years. So if your knees hurt or your fingers feel inflamed and you're eating squid, it's time to take a hard look at your plate. The next seafood to be wary of might be even more misleading: imitation crab, also known as surimi. It looks like crab, it tastes like crab, but it's about as close to real seafood as margarine is to butter. Imitation crab is made from pulverized fish scraps, starches, added sugars, sodium, and flavoring chemicals. Nothing like what comes from the ocean. It's processed in factories and pumped full of quick-burning carbs that spike your blood sugar, similar to white bread. And that's a serious concern for seniors living with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or type 2 diabetes, all of which become far more common after 60. A major study showed that seniors who ate imitation crab just 3 times a week had more than double the insulin levels of those who didn't. That means more fatigue, more belly fat, and higher inflammation across the board. Plus, 1 serving of this fake seafood can dump over 700 milligrams of sodium into your body. And let me remind you, that's before the soy sauce or creamy dips most people eat with it. Your kidneys and arteries can't handle that much salt, especially not every week. So if imitation crab has made its way into your salads or seafood mixes, now is the time to let it go. Now, let's talk about scallops. They seem innocent, right? Elegant, small, easy to cook. But scallops are filter-feeding shellfish, meaning they absorb metals and toxins from the water around them, even clean waters. One of those metals is cadmium, a heavy metal that accumulates in your body and targets the kidneys. And here's the problem. As we age, our kidney function naturally declines. It becomes harder to filter waste, regulate blood pressure, and maintain proper fluid balance. Even a small serving of scallops can push you toward toxic cadmium levels, especially if you're eating them weekly. The damage doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, silent, and irreversible. Over time, cadmium builds up and suddenly you're facing chronic fatigue, high blood pressure, or protein in your urine without even knowing where it started. And unlike fish like salmon or sardines, scallops are shockingly low in omega-3 fatty acids, so you're not even getting the heart or brain benefits you expect. In fact, you'd get 16 times more omega-3s from the same amount of oysters. So while scallops may look elegant on the plate, they don't belong in a senior's diet. Now for the most common and, sadly, most dangerous seafood for people over 60, shrimp. Just 3 ounces, a small handful, packs 180 milligrams of cholesterol. And that's before you dip it in cocktail sauce or fry it. Multiple studies have shown that older adults who consume more than 300 milligrams of cholesterol a day face significantly higher risks of stroke and heart disease. But cholesterol isn't the only concern. Shrimp also contains a protein called tropomyosin, which becomes harder to digest as we age. Even if you've eaten shrimp for decades, your immune system can suddenly become allergic to it after 65. About 14% of new shellfish allergies begin in seniors, often without warning. That could mean skin rashes, digestive distress, or even dangerous allergic reactions. And here's a detail most people miss. Shrimp shells contain chitin, a hard-to-digest fiber. Even if cleaned, microscopic particles of this shell can remain in the meat. For older adults with sensitive digestion, that can mean bloating, constipation, or abdominal pain. To make matters worse, most shrimp sold today is farm-raised, often overseas, and treated with banned antibiotics that disrupt your gut bacteria, damage metabolism, and promote antibiotic resistance. This is not the seafood you want fueling your body after 60. But now that we've looked at the threats, let's shift to the good news. Because not all seafood is bad. In fact, some marine foods are absolute gifts to the aging body. Let's start with an underdog, sea cucumber. It's not flashy. It doesn't taste like salmon. But this unassuming marine animal is one of the richest sources of collagen-like compounds and natural anti-inflammatories you'll find anywhere. One study showed that daily intake of sea cucumber extract reduced joint pain by 35% and improved flexibility significantly in just 3 months. Why? Because sea cucumbers contain rare compounds called triterpene glycosides, which act like gentle pain relievers, without the stomach problems caused by NSAIDs. They also provide chondroitin sulfate, a well-known joint-supporting nutrient that's often sold in expensive pills. But here, it comes in a natural form your body can actually absorb. Add sea cucumber to a broth or soup once or twice a week, and you may start to feel subtle but powerful changes. Smoother knees, less stiffness in your fingers, even firmer skin over time. Next, let's talk about green-lipped mussels from New Zealand. These aren't your average mussels. They're packed with a rare fatty acid called ETA, which has been shown to reduce inflammation more effectively than regular fish oil. One study found that seniors who took green-lipped mussel extract daily had a 42% reduction in joint pain and a 35% boost in physical function. That's not just relief, that's reclaiming your mobility. They're also rich in zinc, selenium, and iodine, critical nutrients for thyroid health, immune function, and energy, all of which decline with age. Another marine miracle? Oysters. They may be humble, but they're nature's multivitamin. Just 2 oysters can deliver over 100% of your daily zinc, and that's key for healing, immunity, and maintaining clear mental focus. Zinc deficiency is shockingly common in older adults and often missed. Oysters also provide vitamin B12, which helps protect your nerves and prevent fatigue and memory loss. Low B12 is another hidden crisis in aging health. One study found seniors low in B12 were 73% more likely to develop cognitive decline. Add selenium, copper, and iron to the mix, and oysters become a nutrient powerhouse for seniors, especially those struggling with low energy, poor wound healing, or thinning hair. But the most powerful, body-repairing marine food for anyone over 60 isn't even a seafood in the traditional sense. It's sea moss, also called Irish moss. This ocean plant is loaded with over 90 trace minerals, including magnesium, potassium, sulfur, iodine, and more. It doesn't contain collagen directly, but it gives your body the raw materials to build its own collagen again. That means stronger joints, firmer skin, faster wound healing, and better digestion. Sea moss also contains mucilage, a soothing, gel-like fiber that lines and protects your digestive tract. If you've struggled with acid reflux, constipation, or bloating, this one food can make a world of difference. A study found that seniors who consumed sea moss daily had 37% better joint mobility and nearly 30% less dry skin in just 8 weeks. It's also antiviral, supports thyroid health, and helps restore your energy from the inside out. You can blend it into smoothies, add it to tea, or stir it into soups. Just don't boil it or you'll lose the minerals. So let me leave you with this. After 60, every bite matters. Your meals can either become your medicine or your mistake. Shrimp, scallops, imitation crab, squid. They may look harmless, but they can quietly harm your heart, joints, kidneys, and digestion. But the good news is you have better choices. Sea cucumber, green-lipped mussels, oysters, sea moss. These aren't just foods, they're healing allies. They nourish your body in ways modern pills often can't. So take care with what's on your plate. And if someone you love is still eating seafood that might be harming them, please share this video. You could spare them years of silent suffering. And if this message helped you, even just a little, please don't leave without liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps me keep bringing you the science-backed, heart-centered health guidance you deserve. Until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, and take good care of yourself. You are worth it.